Fantasy sports is upon us. Obviously, football. I don't want to feel gripped to it like I always am. When football season comes around, it always seems to be the case. And there's one thing, especially as football arrives, that I don't know if I feel certain connection like I always do, having to check my phone. I don't want to be someone that's constantly concerning themselves with just one player, more so being a fan of an entire team. That's a little bit more beneficial, especially in the grand scheme of things. I don't want to be completely concerned with how one player, how they go about things. I want to regard myself as the outcome of the entire team and their success thereof, of course. And also just to not feel like I'm a slave to looking at my phone all the time. Fantasy football requires you to do that. And if you don't think that you are, and you think that you have complete freedom, well, then go the NFL season without a team. See how you do. I don't know anymore, I don't know. Can I do it? That's a lot to ask for. But in the meantime, Ohtani pitching out of his mind. Well, he's been getting better, okay? He had a rough stretch in there, but a 9-inning shutout on Thursday, 2 home runs in Game 2. The Angels were playing against the Tigers. Their game was delayed on Wednesday, ended up being postponed to Thursday. Ohtani looking like he's sticking around, and I would prefer that. Before the trade deadline, after the trade deadline, we're going to be talking about him for the remainder of the 2023 fiscal year. And that seems to be the case. I'm certainly don't want to be talking about him all the time. I will when it's necessary, and maybe he comes down to a final couple of teams that he wants to go to, but it looks like he's not going to be sticking around in LA, which is really unfortunate. No salary cap makes loyalty a novelty. And in this line of work, looks like prison rules apply. And the Angels most likely are not going to be paying him, but that doesn't mean he's going to be going to an immediate competitor like the Dodgers or another big team that looks like they can pay him all the money that he wants. Unfortunate to see this is how it's coming, But regardless of where he goes, I really hope that he just kind of sticks to the professional approach, and that's to not tell the media anything, okay? Do not tell us, Mr. Ohtani, please. All right? Feed us crap, keep us in the dark. That's how it's supposed to be. And it's way better for all of us, okay? I don't want to get caught up in rumors, speculation, especially with the trade deadline approaching. I don't find any value in predicting things, especially when the truth trumps all of it. So there's no point in spreading rumors. It's outside of my area of expertise anyways. I'm only going to speculate or predict things if people ask me what I think, where I think someone's going, where I think they should go, yada, yada, yada. To the best of my abilities. It doesn't interest me because the only ultimate reality is that wherever these players go, it's who they decide. They don't have to tell me. They don't have to consult me. Their actions speak louder than words. So, Blue Jays are also rolling. Still not sure how good the Dodgers are. I felt when they lost Turner last year, and as well as their pitching staff kind of looking a little bit depleted. They still got some things to figure out. Still not entirely sure how good they are. I went to the Blue Jays game on Sunday against the Mariners. They played really well. They were able to salvage that series, and they beat the Dodgers in 3 games. So that's nice to see. I'm concerned about Alek Manoah. I don't think he's able to be a reliable pitcher right now in the starting position. That's a lot of responsibility for someone like him. And the problem is that Hyun-Jin Ryu is coming back, and he's most likely going to be taking that 5th starter spot because all the other starters have been playing exceptionally well. And Alek Manoah is most likely going to remain in the majors. He's not going to go down. Maybe he will for a little bit, but that's not really going to impact him. I think it's just trying to sort out the remaining few months of this regular season. The bullpen has been looking great. Like I mentioned, the starters, but the bullpen as well. Jay Jackson's been doing great. Tim Meza, Romano, obviously. There was an awful, unfortunate end to the game, the second game that the Blue Jays played against the Dodgers, where Eric Swanson coughed up in the 9th inning, and they ended up losing that game. It looks bad, but it didn't ruin anything. And it's very important that the Blue Jays keep that in mind and realize the truth about what that kind of means, okay? Yes, it looks bad, like it was a blown lead. They still won the series. And they came back after losing 8-7 with a huge 6-1 victory with Kikuchi on the bump, feeding the Dodgers absolutely nothing, which is a way better statement that I would like to remember this series by than them coughing up 3 runs or 4 runs, whatever it was, in the 9th inning against the Dodgers in the game before. NFL running back news. The running back market has been hot. Stars are in an uprage. They don't know what to do. They don't know if they're getting paid. Where's the respect on my running backs? That's what we're all wondering. And Saquon Barkley recently has been adding to the turmoil, the unfortunate reality of being a millionaire superstar in the NFL. It's awful, I know. Standing up for his colleagues, turning into the next Antonio Brown. My guy, please stop, okay? Do not draw all of this unnecessary attention to yourself and then say days later, after you reach an agreement, that you have an epiphany, bro? Okay, so you knew this all along, and it was just, it was going to come to you eventually. Got it. But he's been complaining all July about not getting paid. I'm not even sure it's him that needs to be worried about not getting paid. Like, has he ever actually been told by the Giants, like, he must know how important he is? I'm guessing he's concerned about it being backed up with a hefty paycheck and a nice big signing. But he already was part of the franchise tagging. But now it all makes sense. Like, this epiphany, just please stop talking, okay? You're digging yourself a hole. It's extremely unprofessional. Twitter is not the way to handle your business publicly like that. It's just ridiculous. You're losing respect. I don't want to see players I like look like idiots, lose money, damage their reputation. It hasn't really amounted to anything, all right? What does this all come to for you, all right? It's just worsening your reputation and just a characterless, unprofessional showcase here. That's what we're dealing with. A lot happens in August, and a lot of it will get sorted out. And a lot of it's great to see at the beginning of the NFL season how everything gets resolved. It's not like I'm throwing it up there that nothing's going to happen, and a lot of players are going to end up just looking for bargaining agreements all the time. But that's just not the case, because these things do get solved before the beginning of the season, because there isn't a whole lot of time that you have, especially when you have this huge offseason to figure out and negotiate, okay? So all of that gets resolved, and it's also just classy to not be broadcasting your feelings, especially when you're going to regret them and have that epiphany eventually. But come on. Anyway, tons more to get up to, of course, when baseball trade deadline happens. We're going to be keeping up with that all summer long here, okay?